Hi, my name is Faisal Akmal bin Abdul Aziz, A161324.
Noashima binti Puadi, A161336.
Muhammad Ibrahim bin Nur Azmi, matrix number A157772.
Sharon, my matrix number is A161502.
My name is Muhammad Mujahid bin Ismail, A161353.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon everyone. We from Group 1 want to present you about our mini research project entitled Employment Opportunities and Skill Requirements for Mathematics Graduates. Nowadays, there has been a growing concern about the quality of our Malaysian graduates. Why is this happen? What is the quality that are needed for them in the workforce? There is a statistic state that 23% of the workforce is highly skilled in 2010, and in 2016 the percentage dropped. Why is this happening to us? In fact, our fresh graduates are too choosy or unwilling to work hard. They also poor in commanding English and lack of communication skills. Why is this happen? What they should prepare for the workforce? And the answer will reveal with this, our mini research project. So the objective of our mini research project are, first, to find out the employment opportunities and requirements for mathematics graduates. Second, to find out on what students should prepare before going into the job market. And three, to make recommendations for mathematics graduates to participate in activities that will develop skills that employers seek.
Hi, my name is Sharul, and now I'm going to present the methodology for our mini research. Okay. For the research design, this is a qualitative study using data collected using close-ended question from a small number of respondents. So moving on to method of data collection, we use two, which is interview and close-ended questioning. For the first one, the interview, we prepared a question regarding the employability of mathematics graduate. The interview was recorded in a written form as well as in video form. Now moving on to close-ended questionnaire, we also prepared questions regarding the job requirements for the also mathematics graduates. There are 6 respondents for this questionnaire. For the method of data analysis, we analyze the data quantitatively. We focus on 4 main points of employability, which is employment opportunities, job requirements, things that students need to prepare for job market, and the recruitment. Okay, moving on to scope, the participating establishment. Companies within manageable distance from UKM Bangi were identified using internet and contacted using email. The company that we managed to participate in this mini project is Maybank. Maybank is one of the largest bank in Malaysia. So moving on to interviewee. Our interviewee is Miss Najwa. She's an analyst for HR Maybank. She has 3 years worth of work experience. Next, questionnaire respondents. We have acquired 6 respondents to answer our questionnaire. And that's it for methodology.
Good day, Mr. Halim. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim bin Nur Azmi, and I will present the findings on our mini research project. Now, from the interviews that we have conducted earlier, it was found that most employers have decided that these are the must-have or the needed requirements that they expect from the fresh graduates in hiring them. And there are 5 items in short, and we will go through them one by one. Okay. The first one will be the ability to interact among employers. Now, this is very, very important because in every organization, in every companies, everyone will work as a team, and this includes very good communications and interactions among all the employees and everyone in the force to get the personal benefit of it, the company's goal. Next will be attitude way more than qualifications and experience, and this is pretty obvious because it doesn't matter if you have a very good qualifications or a very high, let's say 4 flat degree, or you have passed a lot of professional papers, but you have a very bad attitude. No one would want you. No one would want you to be on their team. They will go for someone else that have a better attitude than you. So the point is you have to also work on your attitude as well to be marketed in the. The third item would be having the agility to do works or any works given, and of course within your expertise. Because if someone gives you work, you do it. This is about commitment. This is about trust, and you don't want to betray that trust. So when someone gives you works or any kind of works, you need to have the agility to finish it. Next, the fourth item will be capable to continue learning while working, because some professions, let's say accountant and actuaries, these two are actually a very one of the most important department in every company. So they need to continue their skill. They need to sharpen their skill by taking exams or professional qualifications, which means they have to learn more after even during their work period. Next, they have to possess the skill to use software, because this is 2017 and this is the era of technology, and most companies, most industries are very well equipped with the most advanced technology. So if you cannot keep up yourself with the recent software or let's say just the necessary software needed to in your profession, if you do not equip yourself with all this, you will be left out. No one would want to hire you.
From the questionnaire, it was found that soft skills are vital for fresh graduates. As fresh graduate learning to get their first degree, they are advised to enhance their soft skills. They should train their communication skills, teamwork skills, and they should know how to think critically. This is because in industrial world, fresh graduates with better soft skills are most preferred along with their good academic results. Next, graduates lacking in English proficiency are less competitive. This fact is not about being fluent in English, but it is better for fresh graduates to know and able to have a conversation in English. As how communication skills are important, it is a bonus for them to have good English proficiency that would help them in their job scope. Besides that, most companies provide training for their employees, so it is not a worrisome to some fresh graduates if they do not know about something about their job scope. Fresh graduates should be prepared and have the will to learn more and increase their knowledge along their working. And this is because they will benefit more as they are capable to apply their knowledge in their job. However, it is better if most fresh graduates have the basic skill in their jobs, regarding their jobs. Lastly, most fresh graduates lack confidence during interview. This is a common thing during any interviews. Fresh graduates seems not qualified to work with the company just because they didn't have the confidence. Fresh graduates are advised to do some research and be prepared to be asked by the interviewers. They may look inexperienced, but being confident is an attraction for them to be hired.
Here is the part of tabulation of data based on questionnaires. So here are the list of questions that we have included in our questionnaire, and we have distributed to our respondents, which is the employers. So moving on to the first question, which is do graduates with a high GPA perform well? So based on the pie chart itself, 67% of our respondents agree that graduates with a high GPA perform well compared to the others. So the second question is the GPA an important indicator for work success? As we can see here, half of them agree with this, but half of them disagree with this. It means that GPA is actually an important indicator, but then we still need other skills for us to survive in the industry. Moving on to the next question, which is the third question. The question is, are soft skills vital for fresh graduates to enter the workplace? So, based on the pie chart itself, 100% of our respondents concurred the statement that soft skills, which is more like communication skills or leadership skills, are actually very vital for fresh graduates to enter the workplace. Next question. Are fresh graduates lacking in English proficiency less competitive in the job market? And the respondents, 100%, which means all of our respondents agree that fresh graduates lacking in English proficiency is less competitive compared to the others in the job market itself. So the next question is, would your company hire fresh graduates who possess no work experience? So, 67% of our respondents agree that fresh graduates that have worked before, that have work experience, is more likely to be hired by the company compared to the fresh graduates that didn't have any experience working on the industries before, because it is pretty obvious that they think that the fresh graduates that have worked before are more skillful in doing some jobs. The question here is, do you have any posts in your company that are designated for fresh graduates every year? So based on this pie chart, we get to know that 67% of the respondents, there is at least one post for you to fill in the company. But then you have to know that it is a really tough competition, and you have to prepare yourself with skills that other fresh graduates might not have. Okay, so the next question is, does this company provide training for new employees? Okay, from here we can see that 100% of the employees concurred the statement that says, yes, it's actually the company will provide training for new employees. But then to think about it again, we as the students now, we should have prepared ourselves and not depending on the company, because it is us that trying to get into the industry. So we have to prepare ourselves with the best skills that we could. So the question here is, are fresh graduates too choosy when applying for a position? Okay, so based on the pie chart, we know that 83% of the respondents agree on saying that fresh graduates are too choosy when applying for a position. But first, let's reflect on ourselves. Are we in the right place to be choosy when in fact we are the one that have low skills like communication skills and leadership skills that are needed in the industry? Next question is, most fresh graduates lack confidence during interviews. Okay, in this case, 83% of the respondents agree that most fresh graduates lack confidence during the interviews. Okay, in this part, this is so close to us as a mathematics students, because in my opinion, we are going through the phase which the learning process, we spend more time on learning process compared to socializing with the others. So this is where the part that we have difficulties to ace in the interviews in the future. Okay, here comes the last part of the questionnaire. So the question is, fresh graduates from top universities are most preferred to get jobs offered by company. Okay, the pie chart shows it's pretty obvious that 50% of the respondents agree that fresh graduates from top universities are most preferred to get jobs offered by company, compared to half of them disagree with the statement. So that concludes all the questionnaires and the response from the respondents.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohammed. I will explain about the conclusion and the recommendation of this mini research. So the first one, the conclusion is effective communication is vital for students. As we know, communication is important in organizing. Next, it helps manage the function of the management. And also communication it will help building block of the organization. Next is attitude is as important as qualification and experience. Based on Graziado business report, it said that workers have right attitude to gain financial gain and become catalyst for leading organization. The third one is graduates should be commit to work, because as we know, work as a team we need to commit for each other to gain something big. And lastly, students should learn to use job-related software. We have many software in our job area, such as SPSS, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and many more. Next is the recommendation for the next project is workers have to participate in workshop to empower their communication skill. There are many programs nowadays that can improve workers or fresh graduate to improve their soft skill. Next is joint exchange program to polish adaptability and self-learning skill. Other than that, exchange program will polish self-development and leadership skill. So the third one is participate in any competition will challenge their presentation skill. So the more presentation you do, you will improve your communication skill. And lastly, self-learn the software related to their job prospect. So different job they're using different software. So we should learn the related software that related to our job.
I want to thanks to my colleagues, to Ibrahim, Mujahid, Nadia, Shahrul, and Hashima, and of course myself, because we have done our presentation. So give a big applause, guys. So lastly, thanks to you, Mr. for watching this video. Bye bye.
Ya, biar je nanti video ni.
Dah, tak payah bising.
I want to thanks to my
Weh, live
colleagues.
acting ke?
Senyap lah.